Well, as you can see, I am here with the Miata, and I am here with the steering wheel for the Miata. Because, you'll come around here. My steering wheel is about 18 years old, and it is certainly showing it. It's really gross, it peels off in my hands, it makes life really horrible. And I got this fancy NB steering wheel from my buddy, and hopefully it'll make it less horrible. You want to take your handy 10mm deep socket. I know how tools work. And you get down here, and you'll see there are 4 little bolt holes in the back of the steering wheel. They're kind of hard to see there, but you just sort of take all your nuts out. And mine are mostly out because, you know, I'm really good at preparing things before I do stuff. They look like this. There are 4 of them down on my carpet that really needs to be vacuumed. And I should have mentioned, you should really disconnect your battery before you do this. Disconnect it, wait 15 minutes or so, and then you can touch anything. Take the key out of the ignition, and then the airbag pops right off. Make sure you unplug this. It's kind of a pain in the ass. You have to kind of pop this part up because it's sort of set down in there like that. You have to like push it to the side, and you'll figure it out. This is the horn, and this is the clock spring connector. All sorts of fun stuff there. Again, disconnect your battery before you touch this, because you will die. Nobody wants that. I like to put my nuts here so they don't get lost, because, as you can see, my carpet's pretty dirty, and if I don't keep track of these, they'll get lost. It's just gonna happen. So you'll want to get a 21mm socket, and you'll probably want to get a breaker bar, just because I don't like to take chances with ratchets, because they're really good at breaking. So you take your wheel, turn it till it locks, get your socket on there, give it some gusto, don't break loose. Before you do that, you'll want to mark it, like I already have. See this? Use black, because white doesn't show up. So you put your key in, put it back in the center. Oh jeez. Give it a little wiggle. And off it comes. How about that? Interesting, isn't it? Now, if you look at the back of this steering wheel, you'll notice the clock spring connectors are at 12 and 6. If you look at the back of the NB wheel, they are at 3 and 9. So, following some instructions from the internet, I've found that if you just drill a couple holes right here and here, you're on your way. So you'll want to get back to your handy 10mm, pull the airbag out of the NB wheel here. I don't know if these screws are supposed to be 10mm because they don't match, but that's what's in mine. So one of them looks like a Mazda bolt. The other one we found. Now I have seen some mixed opinions on whether you should wire in the airbag or not. That is a decision you personally should make. I'm probably going to, because Free Radio Shack is closed and there's nowhere to get a resistor. No, frankly, it's just because I like the pretend security of having an airbag, and there's the, like, being frightened of it going off at random. And this sounds dumb, but I have browsed some forums, and I've pretty much gotten a general consensus that, I mean, I think it'll be fine. So you'll want to mark the clock spring, right? And the little clock spring connector thingies here. Some people use grease. I'm going to attempt to use a paint pen and see how that goes. Because you want to make sure that you drill them in exactly the right place. Right, you just take this, pop it on there, and hope that it stays straight while you do so. really hope the paint is actually going on here. Okay. And you'll kind of faintly notice there are a couple little marks on there. They're pretty awful, so I might have to try again. So, as you will see here, you've got these two little marks here. They're pretty hard to see because, again, they're white. But they correspond with these marks right here. And I went and I dug through this fine box of drill bits here, and I think I found one that might work. It fits in there a little loosely, but we'll try it out and see how it goes. You should use a punch. We're using a screwdriver. Just get it on there and give it a couple taps. Okay, there's one. Nice cross-shaped hole. And there's two nice cross-shaped holes. I don't know what that is. Maybe a casting defect. I don't think I care. Not sure entirely how far it needs to be drilled in, but we'll give it a starting hole. Some people take care of the wiring first, some people take care of the drilling first. Looks like it's in there. I don't know if it's down all the way though. Be through there, that little yellow sticker is on the clock spring, and the clock spring is spinning with it. And that means that we've done our job well. So, since we went to gather supplies, figured we would pick up a couple of resistors to bypass the airbag circuit, and something to do some electrical work with. So I like the idea of having an airbag, but deepening the connector is proving to be a gigantic pain in the ass. So rather than that, we're going to bypass it with a resistor, and that should both not set off the airbag and not set off the airbag light. The logical first step to take here is to snip the connector off of here, because we don't need this anymore. And we're good. Now, because I'm nervous, I'm going to tape these off. Tape off this wheel, or these connectors, because they'll kill us. But I like this method, where you just sort of get it nice and toasty, pull it off the end. This one sizzles. Pretty exciting. Would not suggest doing this if you have very intolerant fingers of heat, but look at that. Quick and easy, isn't it? Basically, we're going to test to make sure this will actually work by just kind of tying the ends of these together and then plugging it in. Of actually soldering it together without having any context, I'm going to make sure it works. So otherwise we'll have to find something else. We're going to put the key in and see if it works. Oh, I keep going to grab for the steering wheel to hold myself up, and there's no steering wheel. It usually flashes a couple times. Nice. Up. Not nice. It doesn't sound pleasant, but I guess the only way to do this is to wire this to that. So I guess that's what we'll do. Like, I knew it was the wrong resistance, like right off the bat, but I still had hope. Still had hope in my heart. But first, let's deal with the horn. Slide that in there. Slide this in here. And give her a squeeze. Make sure you get the metal, because the plastic will just, like, crumple and not actually do anything. Like that. Give it a little tug to make sure it's pretty firm in there. I'm doing this quick and messy for the viewing pleasure. That's how they like it, right? Quick and messy. There's that. Now we get to play with this. I did buy a used airbag, which is like dumb sounding, but I got the wheel and airbag from my friend for a pretty good deal, so I mean, I guess we see what's under the tape. I decided to do this one at a time because airbags scare me and touching the connectors together scares me more. So now it appears that we're all ready to put things together. I need to figure out what happened to the screws that came out of this. I can't hook it up that way. Did I pull it out while it was in the car? I might have. Well, we've got one wheel, we've got one airbag, we've got the other wheel, and we've got the other airbag. So we're well on our way to having an NA Miata with an NB wheel. This is where it becomes exciting. That's on all the way. We should put this on. I need a torque spec for this. I should probably know about. Well, it would appear that the torque spec is 29 to 36 foot-pounds. So I'm going to shoot for the middle and set it at 32. 13/16. I apologize for everyone. As you can tell, I'm not a cameraman and cannot work a camera very well. If you were wondering what he was talking about working on and converting sizes, it would be this fine 1974 MGB GT. I'm going to diverge for a moment because this thing is gorgeous. It's just so neat. It's such a neat car. Now I'm getting a pull in the shot. Alright, anyway, back to Miatas. Just setting a not broken torque wrench here. So you unlock it, you turn it, see there's 30 and there's 0. Alright, okay, so it's locked and then you unlock it. Don't set your torque wrenches. Well, when you put your torque wrench away, make sure you unlock it and set it all the way to 0 because otherwise things break. You can ask our friend. So you set it up to 30, so there's the 0, and then there's 1, and then 2 more foot-pounds, that's 32. Turn this thing and it locks, and now we are ready to do some torquing. So we'll get this back in place, and by in place I mean locked. It's always good to, actually have, like, it's cool to have nice tools, but also keep a set of shitty ones around for when you lose the nice ones, because you will. Okay, so with torque wrenches, in case you don't know, you just kind of push down on them until they click or beep or whatever you got. Set this back to 0, because if you leave it set and you drop it, you're going to buy a new torque wrench, and they're very expensive. So now we just have the fun of reconnecting things, putting power to it, and hoping I don't die. Now when you're putting it back together, connect the airbag first, and then the horn, because they won't go together in the other direction. There we go, look at that, one compact connector. Alright, battery's connected. Nobody's dead yet. I'm gonna try the horn. I guess I'll have to start it, which means being directly in front of it. Well, we took a short break, and we stood around for like 5 minutes. The airbag is still an airbag. More importantly, an undeployed airbag. So the last thing to do is to test it, which requires sitting in it, right in front of the airbag, and hoping I don't die. So what we're gonna get...
If you don't lean forward, you'll be fine.
See, I got this neck brace, so I don't break my neck and die. And I've got this helmet, so the airbag doesn't push me into my fake roll bar and crack my skull. Airbag light is off. Nope, I lied, it's still on. I think I have to reset the circuit. But, got a horn. I've got an NB steering wheel. Feels pretty good. I look like an idiot. That's nothing new. And we are on our way. This neck brace is really uncomfortable. The helmet is stupid, but the neck brace is, like, itchy. And also for, like, a child. So there you have it, folks. There's how you very questionably, uncomfortably, and successfully put an NB wheel in a Miata. Good luck.